How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great Monday, new week, new possibilities, great times for us to get things done. I wanted to make this article today in regards to the black taco trucks that are going on in South LA, one of my favorite cities in the United States of America, place I hold near and dear to my heart, place that I reside near, all that great stuff, especially given the fact that the late great Nipsey Hussle passed away. And this video is really for you and people like him, because we have a lot of Nipsey Hussles that are alive, from the David Banners to the Killer Mikes to the TIs, and you guys and gals that are out there. Much love and respect to you, to the ones I know, to the ones that I don't know. Keep doing what you're doing, because financial intelligence and group economics is what it's all about. Anything else outside of what I just stated, we can leave that to the side. That's all secondary. Group economics, financial intelligence, empowerment, the whole nine, learning, growing, respecting one another. That's what it's all about. So I wanted to just make this positive video because, a lot of times when it comes to watching the media, it's always going to be a negative spin and a connotation, especially when it comes to a beautiful place like South Los Angeles, which made me fall in love with the West Coast, in the beginning, and which made me wanted to check out the West Coast in the beginning. So this video is definitely for you and for all myself, Los Angelinos out there, and all for my West Coast people that are out there. Love you all, but I know you are. If I don't know you, you guys have given me hope and inspiration to see how you guys have come together and continue to do great things. And I love positive, great energy and the entrepreneurial spirit that is continuously going on right now. So I love it, but let's get into this article that I read the other day, and a video I actually saw the other day in regards to the rise of the Compton Taco. Now, this is a great article. If you haven't checked it out, you should read it. You should see the YouTube video. It's about 13 minutes. It is amazing what the people from, quote unquote communities that have seen a lot of despair throughout the different generations, how these people can come right together and get back up and just continuously move forward. And the main reason why I'm talking about this is because of the entrepreneurial spirit that is in these people, these men and women. And I love that all at the same time. So now, given what has been going on in my favorite city of Los Angeles, I thought that this would be a great subject matter to discuss. Great music artists like YG, and like I said earlier, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, help great people from their neighborhood become or promote their taco trucks or restaurant businesses. Beautiful thing. And with social media nowadays, it makes it that much easier, okay? This new trend in South Los Angeles shouldn't be a surprise, since after the 1992 LA riots, a lot of upper class, middle class African Americans started to migrate from Los Angeles into the suburbs, especially my favorite suburban community in California, Riverside, California. So it should not be that much of a surprise. And as you see the picture, that's one of the pictures that was taken during the 92 riots, and then a beautiful county of Riverside County and the surrounding areas, from Corona and all that, in Ontario and all that good stuff. That's a beautiful picture of that area as well. So you had a lot of people leaving. So there, because during that time, before that time, South LA was a prominent African American community for the most part, and a lot of Latinos started to migrate from Boyle Heights and East LA into those areas, because apparently it was a little bit cheaper to live there, and obviously much closer to the downtown area. So great intermingling. And then it's not a surprise, because you see a great example of, there's always been interminglings between African Americans and Latino Americans, especially from the West Coast and Southwest, but it's mainly Central Americans and African Americans, and then places like Florida, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts. You had a lot of intermingling with African Americans and Hispanics from the Caribbean, Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, all that great stuff. So it's a beautiful thing. And I think it's, when you see people intermingling like that, eventually certain aspects of the cultures are going to, cross over from one another, and people are going to explore. I think that's a beautiful thing, because when you get to explore the cultures, you get to learn different things, and you get to get different perspectives all at the same time, and then you can understand why people act a specific way. Why one person might find a certain behavior disrespectful, another person could say, hey, this is not disrespectful, this is my culture, this is how we do things, this is how we say things, etc. and so forth. So it's a beautiful thing to always just want to intermingle and just, learn about different other cultures. I do it all the time. I love it. It's a beautiful thing. So the experience turned into not only a beautiful thing, but it turned into a financial thing. And when it comes to being a financial thing, plus going outside of one's comfort zone, it always helps one grow. So Los Angeles has some of the best expensive restaurants in the United States of America. I love LA, I frequent LA a lot, so I can definitely say I've had the pleasure of going to the expensive restaurants, sometimes overpriced restaurants, but still had the pleasure of checking out different local food vendors from different trucks, and I've seen it in Washington D.C. and in New York, but in LA is nothing like it. Seen a sea of food trucks, various aspects of it, different flavors, and great 10 times better customer service than I'd ever received in DC, because usually people look at you and they're just going to spit on you. So it's like you get service with a smile, and a lot of times they're hashtagging and they're doing their social media, and sometimes you might even end up on one of the social media videos, and I love it. I want more of it. And if you have not been to LA, you need to go there to check out this beautiful phenomenon that's been occurring and continuously occurring. And you definitely need to go to the local neighborhoods. Just don't do the tourist nonsense. Go to the local neighborhoods. Be around the people of Los Angeles. Learn the city. Anywhere you go, don't just do the tourist nonsense. Go to the communities. Okay? Now, if you hear gunshots, obviously you turn around. But go to the communities. Get to learn the people, man. That's the problem with most people. When they go to a place, they don't really go to a place. And you don't really get to see it. And every time I go to Los Angeles, I learn something new. So I love it. It's a beautiful thing. And the food trucks have become a great substitute for entrepreneurs and foodies like myself, especially when it comes down to cutting costs. Because like I said, LA is one of the most expensive cities out there. And in most of the major cities, dining at a nice restaurant is very expensive, and for most working people, overpriced. And a gentleman by the name of Garrett, aka All Flavors, No Grease. Want to make sure I got that right. Check him out if you're in the area. Look him up on Instagram and Facebook. All Flavors, No Grease. Young brother that you see on the bottom corner, he started his business in his driveway, and that's a beautiful thing. A lot of people don't realize that you can use your home as a business. Whether you believe it or not, people do it all the time, from hairstylists, from barbers to landscapers, construction workers, doctors, lawyers. A lot of times they do consultations throughout their house. So a lot of times you can use your home, as in this instance, he started just cooking in his driveway. And he even said it got so crazy that one time the police used to shut him down because the line was just through the parking lot. Plus you had a DJ. So it became like a big block party, and you had people coming from all over the city to check out his amazing tacos. So, and I think and his name is Keith Garrett, by the way. Yeah, Keith Garrett. Just want to make sure All Flavors, No Grease. And he stated that he got tired, and this is his little small story. He stated, and these are other places that you can check out in South LA. Like I said, this isn't no chain nonsense. This is mom and pop. So when it comes down to it, Mr. Garrett, his food, it inspired him, because everybody said he made a lot of great food, and he was doing stuff that was illegal, like he was selling marijuana. And in California, it's still illegal to sell marijuana if you don't have a license to do it. It's funny. I'm not an advocate for it, but this is what he was doing. But so he was selling marijuana and he was selling pills, and he just decided to make a drastic change in his life. And I think most people can understand that, because all a drug dealer is an illegal entrepreneur. That's all a drug dealer is. I do not advocate for drug dealing. I think it's wrong, but I think they make the best entrepreneurs because they're already doing an entrepreneurial thing. So if you are a drug dealer, please stop selling drugs. Please pick up a book. Please collaborate with some business people. Please go on YouTube and get all this free information that's out there and make something happen on a legal level, so you don't have to worry about the police. You don't have to worry about going to jail. You don't have to poison people in your community, and you can just do you. And you get way more tax write-offs. Uncle Sam will reward you for being a business owner and AKA a job creator. Trust me, do it. You will not regret it. You might have some hard times, but you will not regret it. And Keith Garrett is a great example of this. So I had to put that out there because I believe in my heart that that's all a drug dealer is an illegal entrepreneur. And he or she needs to be able to put down the drugs, put down the guns, and be able to do something legal so that they can make something happen, like you see that these people did as well. Because South LA is a place known for the Bloods and the Crips and all other types of gangs. And when you see positive stuff like this happening in these communities, I got to talk about it. That's just how I feel. Call it what you want to call it. And to be one of the most expensive cities in the United States of America, making something happen, it shows that you can do it. Period. No, bottom line, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you are determined, you can do it. Forget this crabs in the barrel nonsense. Let's make something happen. And you see the addresses here, phone numbers, and obviously it's just easier for you to just look it up on Google, look it up on Snapchat, or Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, but these people are making it happen. And you can hear the excitement in my voice because I love to see people make things happen, especially when they come from areas where it feels like they're always outnumbered by the bad, and they've made a lot of good things happen out of this, and I gotta give credit where credit is due. But back to Keith Garrett. So after getting enough customers, he saved up enough to obtain a food truck, and with his social media platform, and these are other restaurants as well. With his social media platform, he was able to grow his customer base and hire people within his community as well. That's the beautiful thing, because that's what the African American community needs more. We need more job creators. We don't just need people that are getting good jobs and going elsewhere. We need people who are making good money and being able to invest back, just like every other group of people in the United States do. That's what it's all about, group economics, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's not anti-anything, it's just pro-group economics, ensuring that your dollar circulates and percolates throughout your community, throughout your families, with your friends, buy and sell to your friends and family. It's just a simple thing. I see it with everybody else all the time. So it's been said, this shows it's being done, and it can be done if you're willing to have the right mindset. That's all it is. Forget all that nonsense in the news and all this crap. Who cares? Democrat, Republican, null and void. Just forget that nonsense. Let's just focus on the economic aspects of things. And then we ain't got to worry about arguing about all that other secondary and all that stuff that should just be put on the side. Because one of the things that Dr. Royce Watkins, who I listened to, and who was actually, in a sense, inspired me to do what I'm doing with my life now in regards to real estate and selling products online via Shopify. So if you disclaimer, if you want to check out the Larry's Anything Goes online store, the link will be in the caption. My website, if you're on my Facebook page, you can check it out, all that good stuff. So, excuse me, Dr. Royce Watkins and Judge Mathis, who I've been watching since I was in high school. I'm 36 years old. I've been watching Judge Mathis since high school. Convicted felon turned judge, turned lawyer, turned judge, has his own television show, multitude of businesses, has given back to his community. Dr. Royce Watkins, a financial professor, creating jobs in his community, has his own business school. These are great things, and they should be talked about more instead of all this negative stuff that's always talked about. But they stated this, and it's very, very true. And I quote, "If you have a criminal record, it is in your best interest to become an entrepreneur." Definitely, because majority of the time it's your only option for the most part, because a lot of times employers will not hire people who have criminal records, especially if you have a felon. It is much harder for you to get a job if you have a felon than it is for somebody who has a bachelor's or master's degree without a felon. So if you can become your own job creator, it's a beautiful thing. That's just my personal opinion, and then you could help out other people that might be in the same situation, do it all legal, and guess what? You get more tax write-offs. Form that LLC. I don't care what state you live in. Make it happen, okay? Get around the right people. Get away from people that just want to talk about sports in the entertainment industry, unless they're in sports in the entertainment industry. That's just my personal opinion. Because the most beautiful thing about being your own boss, and I say this now, and I'll say it to the day that I die, you don't have to worry about a background check, and you always get to hire yourself. And I say it again, if you're your own boss and you're successful, meaning you make a profit meaning enough for you to live on and sustain your job, your business, not profit meaning I'm going to be a billionaire, let that come later, but enough for you to live off of them, enough for you to keep your business sustainable so you can grow it. You can not have to worry about a background check. You don't have to ever worry about getting fired because you can fire yourself. And I think most people won't do that unless it's going to truly benefit themselves or benefit the company. So you could always just fire yourself. But that's just my personal opinion, you know. And also, Mr. Garrett's taco truck, back to him, he sets up his business at specific areas that were quote unquote hot zones, red zones, where the gangs, you know, where it's, I'm not going to say the name of the gangs. The article didn't state it, just said the gangs. So where the gangs considered that a peace area, because it got to the point where it was part of South LA to where he couldn't set up his taco truck because the gangs would, you know, the rival gangs would, you know, start fighting with each other and probably end up getting killed. So they considered wherever his truck is in South LA to be a peace zone, and they could just leave all the other stuff on the side because they see that he's a local person from the community that's actually doing something positive and making money, and they want to be able to ensure that nothing bad happens. So I just think that's a great thing as well. You know, food brings peace to a community known to have a lot of gang violence. Beautiful thing. And in a sense, it kind of cuts down on the violence. So he's giving back. He's getting something out of it. He's giving back. It's a beautiful thing, you know. And a level of respect was brought into the neighborhood when it came down to that. And you got to respect that, you know, because people want to see the underdog make something of themselves. I know I do, as well as some good food. You get some good food all at the same time. And that's you know, the next individual that I'm going to talk about goes my segue. Her name was, I couldn't find a picture, Mani Blanco. And her two business partners, Spank and New, are the founders of Trap Kitchen Food Truck Company. So look up the Trap Kitchen Food Truck in Los Angeles online, no matter what the social media platform you utilize, and check them out. If you're in South LA, please check them out. If you're ever in California, in Southern California, check them out. Great food from what I hear. They have their own taco trucks and they're selling it all around Los Angeles, from Hollywoods to the backyards and parks in Compton, Gardena, and so on. And they are expected to grow as the customer base grows. And what I love the most about this article is that I see African Americans working with each other in businesses like every other culture, like I stated earlier. This article and the video, if you check it out on YouTube, it kills all the stereotypes that are out there that black people cannot work together, that we're crabs in a barrel and we can't make things happen. We can if we want to, but we can't if we don't want to and if we don't care. That's the difference. That's the only thing. I see nothing but support, and to quote Mani Blanco, she stated, "The only time your business will truly die down is when your ambition dies down." And I'll say it again. The only time your business will truly die down is when your ambition dies down. No ambition, no business. Clear, cut, to the point. Love it. Last but not least, talk about Jamel Henderson, who created a taco mill. He not only created a taco mill service in Compton, but like I mentioned earlier, with help from friends like rappers like YG and the late Nipsey Hussle, once again, rest in peace. And more props and credit to the Nipsey Hussles that are already out there and the future Nipsey Hussles. He was actually able to help open up their own regular taco. He went from a cart to a truck, and now he has a brick and mortar taco restaurant in Leimert Park, California. Beautiful. And the funny thing is about Jamel is he was just playing around selling tacos in the beginning. He didn't even think he could really make any money from this, since what was it? He said that he was only a security officer at the time, and he was just selling tacos on the side to make a little extra money because he was in his early to mid 20s, and he just had a daughter. So, you know, he wanted to ensure that the money was coming in and he was going to be able to take care of his child. So he was just selling tacos on the side to make extra money. So you could see, a side hustle can turn into a beautiful thing, and now he doesn't work for anybody, and he's not worried about working for anybody, and that is a beautiful thing. You know, they call, and him and his friends, they call this new trend, from a positive note, the food Manati. So check out the food Manati. When you and you have just a multitude of black business cooks collaborating with one another to ensure success. Because there's always going to be bad times, and you're going to need the right people around you to ensure that they can help pick you up, and you can help pick them up during the bad times. You know, so to me, this translates to group economics. There's no other way to put it. They call it we over me because we live in such a me society. We need more of this. We need more we over me's out here. I cannot stress this enough. If you do not want to practice this now and in the future, then do not cry about not having any money, okay? Because of people like this, doing this in one of the most expensive cities in the United States of America, Los Angeles, California. It means a lot. And Los Angeles and places like Washington, D.C., New York City, and now Houston, New Orleans, Miami, and Atlanta are towns for hustlers. Okay? In any other major city in the United States of America where the job market is growing, okay, because I did a video yesterday, and I said you cannot escape gentrification. So whether you live in the South or in the Midwest, if your major city in your state has a good job market and the job market's expected to grow, and landlords are not going to care whether the taxes are high or low. They will raise the rent because it is called the profit margin, aka capitalism. Is there anything wrong with it? No. So that's why I'm saying do not expect things to just stay the same forever. We do not live in those times, and I don't know if we ever will live in those times again. It doesn't matter who the president is or the governor or the senator is. People are about making their money, and you got to be about making your money from a group economics standpoint all at the same time. That's all I can say. I love this picture because it says it all. How determined are you? I know how determined I am. I want to know how determined you are. And if you are, please leave some comments. Let's make this interactive so it's not just all about me talking. But it's every major city that's got something going on, or as they would say, is popping. It's a town. It turns into a town for financial intelligence individuals and go-getters, and I love it. So if you're that person, let's make it happen. Let's move forward. Let's get it done. I'm excited about it. And like I said, this article goes to show it kills the stereotypes. If you live in a place where these taxes are high and if it's expensive, that you can't make it. That is not true, because you can. I've seen it in Washington, D.C. I've seen it in New York. I've seen it in Miami because that's becoming an expensive city. I've seen it in Houston because that's becoming an expensive city. Austin, Texas will become an expensive city because of Apple. You know, when a lot of good jobs come, the price of rent goes up. The cost of living goes up. Your value of your home goes up. Like my house in Northern Virginia is going to go up because of Amazon coming there. That's the way the economy works. Do not believe anything else outside of that nonsense. The Democrat, Republican nonsense, kill it. Forget it. It's about money, economics. Get with the program, okay? So, and I always like to end off my videos when I can. Remember this. Can't get fired if you own your company. And like I said, these people that I was just talking about earlier, they are living proof of it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please share. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. And like always, hopefully you guys have a great day. Have a great productive week. And don't just waste it doing nonsense. It's not going to make your life better. Take care.